Right then, let's have a look at the data, the stats, and do a player rating. Sometimes when we do 5 things, we do that match review at the end of the game. Loads of the players that you're covering are going to get missed. So with player ratings, what I like to do is go through every single player, look at the data, and make sure we give each player a rating so far, with a little bit of data for the receipts. Sound like a plan? Right then. First up, we're starting with the goalkeeper, Bayindir, 3.5. This game will go down and be remembered because of his mistakes. Now, he had 33 touches, attempted 29 passes. He only got 66% pass accuracy, which doesn't overly bother me because it is what it is. He did lose possession 10 times. More crucially, though, he spilled the ball under arguably minimal pressure for Burnley's second goal. And that single moment turned what was relatively controlled game into chaos. He was only accurate with 7 out of his 17 long balls, showing that we definitely need a better outlet and probably a little bit more precision from our goalkeeper when we're playing those out. Burnley only needed 2 shots on target to score twice, so what are you doing? You know, both are connected to his positioning or his handling. Goalkeeper's job is partly technical, heavily psychological, and when your backline knows the man behind them is a liability, they're going to drop deeper, they're going to hesitate, they lose confidence. And right now, Bayindir isn't just failing to make saves, he's costing points in confidence alone. Not good enough. Don't think he's ever been good enough. Not sure he's ever had a good game in a United shirt. Don't know how he's still getting selected over Onana. But there you go. Next up then, Lenny Euro, 6.5. There was a little bit of rawness with him. 33 passes, 26 complete, 79%, which is quite low for him, both in accuracy and in volume. He had a really good switch, which did cut Burnley open. That's something I wouldn't mind seeing a little bit more from him, because I know he's good with the ball. I'd like to see him hit some more rangy balls like that, because one of the jobs of the wide centre-halves in this system is to be a bit more of a playmaker. So show me that. I know you've got it. Defensively, he won 4 out of 6 duels. He made 4 clearances, 2 tackles, and 1 last-ditch recovery, which saved us from conceding. Where he struggled, and even this is like not overly struggled, but he won 3 out of 5, so it's 60% that he won. But aerially, he was struggling a little bit. He did get caught under Foster's equaliser, didn't track the striker movement very tightly. He got hooked with 5 minutes to go because Amorim loves a centre-half sub. I honestly don't know what that's all about. But there was glimpses of what he could become there. He was aggressive in the duel, brave on the ball, but you know that lapse of concentration, which sometimes defines a young defender, doesn't it? So 6.5, just a pretty ordinary game, and that's that really. Matthijs de Ligt, as he often is, standout defender. 51 passes attempted, 45 completed, 88%. Nice and calm ball progression. Defensively dominated. 9 out of 10 aerial duels won. 4 block shots, 4 clearances. Absolute rock. And that's what he's been all season. I can't believe I'm seeing any criticism from Matthijs de Ligt. He is consistency personified. Probably less effective on the ground. Only 1 out of 5 duels. Burnley's runners caused him some problems when they isolated him, but his reading of the long balls meant that United didn't collapse completely. And in a line where both Shaw and Euro can get dragged out wide, de Ligt in the centre kept control. Without his presence, I think Burnley probably bombard us aerially, and that could have won them the game. So 7.5 for Matthijs de Ligt, pretty solid performance. Luke Shaw, I'm going to say 6. 64 passes, 86% pass accuracy, 6 long ball attempts, 3 accurate. He was trying to switch play quite frequently. Defensively, 3 tackles, 4 clearances, 5 out of 8 aerial duels won, which is pretty vital against the Burnley side that were trying to bully United in the air. Going forward, 73 touches, showing how vital he is in the build-up, and he did offer an outlet on the left. Wasn't very adventurous in his crossing when he got into the areas to do that, but he did look to recycle possession and hold defensive shape with some stability. It was unspectacular. There was a couple of lapses in concentration from him, or possibly overloads where they targeted him, but it wasn't bad. It was okay. But I think you can only get a 6, considering. We've all been there. Match day is right around the corner. It's about to start and you are scrambling for a stream, clicking through dodgy pop-ups, and suddenly your details are on some unsafe website that you didn't even mean to visit. With hacking and data leaks in the UK making headlines all summer long, it's never been easier for the wrong people to get your info, whether that's passwords, card details, anything. And that's why I use Surfshark VPN, today's sponsor. Surfshark protects you from all of those risks. It encrypts your internet traffic, it hides your location, it keeps you safe whether you're at home, on public Wi-Fi, or browsing from your phone on the way to Old Trafford. Plus, it unlocks the internet, allowing you to access content from anywhere in the world. That's great for watching football that's not broadcast in your country or the country you happen to be in at the time, or capturing coverage that you would otherwise miss. But you also get CleanWeb to block ads, malware, and trackers. You get unlimited devices under one account, and you get bypasser as well, which means you can choose which apps run through the VPN and which don't, because some banking apps, they don't really like the VPNs. And right now, Surfshark is giving you 4 extra months for free. Just go to surfshark.com/Howson or use the code HOWSON at checkout. That's HOWSON at checkout. Do not get caught out this season. Protect your data and enjoy the game without worrying who's watching you watch the game. Surfshark, the secure way to browse wherever you are. Amad Diallo, 7. Solid pass completion rate, 31 out of 37. Again, I don't actually need him to be so secure with the ball. I would rather he takes a little bit more risk, but he did create 2 key passes, 1 shot on target. He won the decisive penalty in that last minute. That single action won us the points. On the downside, he did miss 1 big chance, which is a hell of a chance, and at times maybe lacked a little bit of composure. But he did contest 7 duels, won 4, made 3 defensive clearances, and he pressed. I think that's what stands out. There's bravery about the way he plays. In high pressure moments, he doesn't fold, he focuses. And I think that's a real good trait that he's got. You know, and it's a player that's fighting for consistency, figuring out his position in this team, figuring out how to play with the new star in Mbeumo. You know, there's a lot on his plate there, but he delivered a really solid performance. So 7 out of 10, Amad Diallo. Casemiro, 6.5. His numbers tell a story of experience that's trying to deal with the physical decline. It was quite a secure game from him. 88% pass completion, 44 out of 50. He did register 0.13 XG with the effort that hit the woodwork. Defensively, 2 clearances, 1 block shot, 1 tackle. In duels, though, he struggled, contested 10. He only won 4, 3 out of 7 aerials. He still has that aura in set-piece situations, very good for United, and you can see why he's being selected against teams that are going to try a lot at set plays. We've just got to get better at that. You can't just pick Casemiro and expect him to deal with it, but he is good. In open play, I think he lacked that mobility, and that meant Burnley's midfield could bypass him. Came off on the 72nd minute, and probably due to fatigue. But he does bring leadership, and I think over the course of the season, we'll see how valuable Casemiro is to this team. Bruno, 9 out of 10. It was a captain's performance. 104 touches, 66 out of 80 passes, 83%. 6 key passes, 5 crosses, 3 accurate. 12 long balls, 8 accurate. 0.91 XG. Scored the decisive penalty, made 7 defensive clearances. The work ethic is ridiculous, and it goes both ways. He lost possession 19 times, inevitable for the volume of chances he was trying to create, constantly looking for that killer ball. But what makes him stand out is the mentality. You know, the mentality that he's got is absolutely bulletproof. So 9 out of 10 performance from Bruno Fernandes, and he was man of the match. Dalot, probably one of his better performances, which is quite telling because it was still only a 7 out of 10. 72 touches, 29 out of 36 passes, 2 key passes. He got an assist for Mbeumo, created 1 big chance. He attempted 5 dribbles, 3 were successful, made 5 defensive clearances, and he was pretty solid defensively too. Didn't get dribbled past once. Arguably could have done better for blocking the cross, but he did register 2 tackles, only 2 accurate crosses from his 6, underline how often he got in good areas, but maybe he's got a little bit more to do. Lost possession 23 times. You've got to be more productive if you're going to do that. You know, you're taking risks, that's okay, but like I think you've got to be a little bit more productive than that. At least he was aggressive, so you can't fault that. Mason Mount, 6.5. Obviously he got hooked. Turns out he's injured. 25 touches, 13 out of 16 passes, 1 key pass, 3 long balls, all accurate, 1 shot which hit the woodwork. a sign of his creativity in around the box there, I think. Defensively, he contributed nice. 2 clearances, 2 tackles, won 4 out of 6 of his duels. You get why the manager likes him. From a pure data point of view, he is a busy, involved player. But he's got injured again. Nice one. This is familiar, isn't it? If he can stay fit, I don't know where he fits in for the manager with all the other players that we've got. But if he can stay fit, I think he plays, because I think the manager likes him. Bryan Mbeumo, 8 out of 10. Manchester United have now got a forward that looks dangerous in every single phase, and he makes good decisions. He scored 1. He had 52 touches, 26 out of 36 pass completion, 72%. And this is what I'm sort of putting on Ahmad a little bit. Like, I don't need you to have 90% pass completion if what you're doing is effective. And what Mbeumo's doing is effective. 5 key passes. That means he created 5 chances. One of them was a big chance. He delivered 5 crosses, 4 of which were accurate. 3 accurate long balls. Also contested 7 duels. Now, he only won 2, but it shows his willingness to get involved in battling with people. His movement constantly stretched the Burnley back line. Every time he got the ball, they were shitting it, thinking he was going to do something. His finishing was sharp. His delivery into the box was excellent. He is that signing that gives United something different. And Burnley looked so uncomfortable every single time he got the ball. That's a massive thing. What we've got to do is just replicate that across the front line. And when everyone's doing that, United are a problem. Because you can't just go and mark Mbeumo out of the game and go, right, that's all United's threats dealt with. What you want to do is go and mark Mbeumo, and then someone goes, shit, what's Cunha doing? Shit, what's Ahmad doing? Shit, what's Sesko doing? And that's how you win games. Myers Cunha. It's a 5 out of 10 because of the injury. He only lasted half an hour before he had to go off. I hope it's not too serious. But 10 touches, 6 out of 8 passes, 1 block shot, 1 chance created. Not bad in half an hour. No duels won, no defensive contribution. He was starting to link play a little bit, but then injury robbed him of that. The bigger issue is going to be what United do without him. He is one of the few forwards that combine pressing with physicality and a little bit of quality. So it'd be interesting to see, especially if Mount's injured, how that shakes up. Does he just move Bruno in there? Does Joshua Zirkzee play? There's a lot of questions around that, I think. Subs, Kobe Mainu, 6 out of 10. 18 out of 23 passes, 1 key pass, 1 tackle. Give us a bit of balance, but didn't really dominate. Possibly just affected by the noise around him this week. Joshua Zirkzee, 22 out of 26 passes, 7 out of 10. 1 shot on target, missed a big chance. Big physical presence. He won 4 out of 6 of his aerials. About time. Finally, someone's bought him a mirror for his house and shown him how big he is. But he lacked that little bit of a killer instinct. Sesko, 6 out of 10. Very short cameo, but he got 2 shots off. So all those people that are talking, Sesko's done nothing, like, we don't create chances, blah, whatever, like, Sesko's coming on and getting chances in every single game. I'm pretty sure he's had more shots in the last 2 games than Højlund had in the last 3 months of being a Manchester United player, and I don't think I'm exaggerating there. But yeah, Sesko, 3 out of 3 passes, 2 out of 2 aerial duels won, 2 shots come off, 6 out of 10. He didn't do anything with them, but 6 out of 10. And 6 out of 10 for Mazraoui. He only played, 15 minutes, something like that. 7 out of 8 passes, 1 tackle, 2 clearances. I love Mazraoui. He's such an intelligent footballer. I absolutely adore him. I love what he brings to the table in that sense. And then the manager, ordinary. 6.5 out of 10. On the attacking side, we produced loads, 3.5 XG, 20 plus shots. Everything sounds rosy. Finally, the attack looked like it's starting to nick together. Mbeumo is integrated really well. Bruno and Delo had a real high output. The system generated changes, but we concede soft goals, goalkeeper errors. The set plays are awful. That's stuff that can be coached. Coach it. You've got a couple of weeks now. I want to see a difference when we come out against City because they cross the ball and they're pretty good at set plays. That's how I see the game going. Let me know if you agree, disagree, or have any comments on the game or any of those individual players in the comments below. Otherwise, I'm back at 9 o'clock for Late Night Live and I'll be back again in the morning. If you'd like to get involved in some questions for the morning walks, just put walk and then whatever your question is, and I'll see you in the next one. Laters. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, five-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.